Hey everybody, it's the Great Escape here, and welcome to another episode on our Life Aquatic world. And we are beginning right where we left off last time, right up here on the top of our big bamboo scaffolding tower to check out the changes to the island. And we're actually going to start this episode with a another kind of jump cut because I want to see, starting like kind of looking right here, what this is all going to look like once I've got the basic topography of the island in place. I'm not going to have all of the fancy, the trees and the bamboo and all the beautiful stuff and the terraforming because I'm going to have mounds and da 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 whatever. That's all not going to be here, but the basic shape of the island will be here because then in today's episode we're actually going to be doing some planning over in a copy of this world in a creative space because I want to see some of the designs and plans that I want to put in place here, and it might be nice to share some of the planning process that normally goes into these episodes with all of you. So thanks so much for joining you. If you are excited to be here, drop a like down at the bottom, and let's go ahead and line this shot up. Whoop. And the next cut will be a fade in. So basic shape is now put in place, and this is our 100th video. I just realized it as I was tearing through the island. So let's go ahead and pop in that creative world. If you're watching today, you are probably super aware of what's going on in the world. I'm currently working from home, which is really weird for teachers, but schools all around the country being closed down, it's kind of where we're at with it. So hopefully this will give an opportunity to get some work done and start doing some more things with the channel and all those things. So I put this in creative. Oh, but because it's a copy, it does not put me in creative. There we go. All right, cool. So this is the space that we're working with, and today I want to just do some work on kind of thinking about the shape of the island and how that might change, and then also what we're going to do with this space over here so that in the coming days I can get this area done on the regular world and get the storage system in here. So let's start with, I guess the first thing is I don't need any of these things here right now. They'll get moved on my island so I don't lose potential resources or whatever, but they're there like that. There we go. And there's one over here. Alright, the dogs do not die. Alright. Alright, so first thing, I'm going to play around with this zone over here. And the first thing I want to do is put glass in on all of these. And I want to test out a design over here for the for like a aquatic area, like a really pretty nice zone. So let me go ahead and fill this in and replace this with glass, and we'll do some work over here. So I'll be right back. Alright, so got the area completely leveled out down here. This is all going to get covered up, so I'm not too worried about it. This wall over here is all glass for my giant kelp farm, which will still be manual. I think it'll just be the easiest way to work it for now. And then over here, we've got this zone kind of laid out for our, this will be kind of our aquarium over here. Now, it's pretty dark from this side, so I'm hoping getting some sea cucumbers and things in there will lighten that up, because otherwise that won't look quite the way we want it to look. But I do have a bunch of our aquarium blocks, and I'm just going to kind of come in here and place these in what I hope feels like a kind of a natural construction throughout the area. I don't really know, and I feel like these are, I mean, they're natural things that that grow. Whoops. Oh, that's a completely different one. So maybe put this one up here with some big branches coming off of it like so. Maybe one over here in the corner. Oh, let's mix up the colors a little bit. As you've probably seen with my trees that I've constructed manually, I'm not like the greatest at building natural looking stuff, but that's okay. And then we're going to come in with some opposite color barnacle blocks on these like that. Can't see anything on this side. And then I don't think I want to play around with dead coral at all, but then let's go ahead and get cucumbers. Maybe it's under sea cucumbers. There we go. And we'll plop these down to definitely provide some light. Ooh, now that's looking cooler, but definitely probably needs to be bigger. I feel like those corals need to stretch up to this zone up here. Alright, so let me continue to play around with it and continue playing around with shapes and sizes. And you can see, like, I'm not going to have to mess around too much with finding things to spawn in there or to put in there because they spawn naturally. So I'm going to just have a regular aquarium that will fill itself up. So let me continue to play around with this a little bit, and we'll come back and see what I can come up with before we start mapping out this zone over here. So I'll be right back. Alright, so the overall effect is slightly lost behind the glass panes. I wish we could get the glass that doesn't have the lines on it. If you know of a resource pack that definitely has that, I'd love to know what it is so I could use it. But this is definitely looking much cooler, much better. I think I should probably get a couple coral on the side of this one here. But like the addition of the kelp, going through and bone milling the bottom, lighting it up a lot more, definitely makes it look cooler. And as you can see, it is spawning plenty of tropical fish in here. So that's kind of cool. It's making its own little aquarium. There was a dolphin in here earlier, although it disappeared. Now on this side, this is again just going to be our standard kelp farm, so it's not going to be lit up or anything. But that's that section kind of completed, and it's looking pretty cool. Now, the next area is this area here, and the overall base mostly uses white concrete and black concrete and blue, so we're going to be doing the same things. Alright, so I've got our concrete there, and you also notice I've got some quartz. I want to play around with how quartz looks with this build overall, because it might be a good resource to use, and I've got a bunch of it. And so we're going to kind of come in here and start constructing. Now, from the overall base area, what this is going to kind of look like is the natural island is going to come out to here, and then there's going to be kind of a walkway that goes across, and we'll do kind of a futuristic walkway that is centered on this spot right here, and that will probably be in the form of a bridge of some kind. So let me go ahead and pop these in here. I like that, but let's see if this adds anything to it. It's definitely pretty cool. I like the usage of water. And then the next stage is, of course, the side of the bridge. That might be too busy. Let me finish kind of finagling with the design here and come back and we'll see what we've got in the middle. Alright, so I'm not sure how I feel about it, but you can see I've got a platform here that's made all out of quartz slabs upside down, and then we've got a little kind of staircase deal that runs up here to our little bridge. Apparently has a hole in it here. And then it comes across like that, and of course there's some finishing touches, but the basic design is here, and so that will come down here. Now this is where the main bulk storage is, or the main storage system is going to go. It will kind of wrap around the 3 walls that way. And then down here, this part hasn't been completed yet, and there's a end rod right there. Down here, this section is where all my bulk storage will go, so kind of the overflow for large items or things that I have farms for, or things like that. So this is coming along pretty nicely. I definitely want to finish up this section down here to see what it'll look like. So let me get that in place, and then we'll come back and see where we're at. After many hours of work and planning and thinking and seeing what I could come up with, I have this bridge design that I really think is too thick. I think it needs to be just 1 wide. I think that would be just fine, because it's a little too bulky right now. And then I did lay out my storage unit here, but I just don't think that's going to work, because I think I need more space on the side for the wiring in the back, and you see how much space I need for the wiring in general. And I don't know. I think that this might not be the look that works here. But this is what it would look like if I figured it out in this location, which I don't hate. I think that looks pretty cool. I mean, what do you think about this? But I then was going to run from here a line down here and have bulk storage down here, which would absolutely fit here and it would be okay. But I'm just not sure if this is the best thing to have in this space. Maybe instead have like a bamboo farm and a cactus farm, because then they could feed down into the bulk storage, and that would look pretty cool. Because I could do the bamboo farm on this side and the cactus farm on this side and have the middle part more open. Or I don't know. What do y'all think about that? The second option was, after, again, like I said, many hours, coming down here and instead setting up my storage system here in a space that looks like this, which I don't like those up there, but that's fine. I really like the way this is laid out in the design, and there's plenty of space, as you can see, back in the back behind this for all my wiring, and then I can run, I can run my hoppers through, connecting them on each side. So there's plenty of space for me to do that. And if I went with a space like this, it would be a lot of digging out, unfortunately, although part of this is a ravine, so thankfully I wouldn't have to dig it all out. But if I did that, then I could still have bulk storage here on this floor. So things like stone, or cobblestone, bamboo, if I get my slime farm up and running, slime, you know, if I get a couple other farms going for carrots and potatoes and things like that, this could be bulk storage here, and then it could feed down into here after it runs through the bulk storage, and that would work. And then up here on the top level, I could just have a series of farms, and this could just be like storage and farm area. The only thing I don't like about it is that in order to get to my storage, I have to come all the way down here. But that's not the end of the world, you know. So what do y'all think? There's a couple options. This one, if it is built here, chances are it would probably just be the 1, 2, 3, the 4 modules there in the middle. Those 2 modules on the end will probably have to be sacrificed in order to make room for circuitry. But then I would still have the bulk storage underneath, and I would not dig out and do the the basement bunker down here like this. I do really like the design of this room, though. Or have the storage system here, bulk storage here, and then farms on the top. Those are your 2 choices. All right, so that's a lot of planning and work kind of putting into it. I'm really liking the direction of it. I just love the way that this section looks now that it's filled with stuff. This whole section back here would be machinery, or not machinery, circuitry, and I would totally leave it exposed because I think it would look really cool to have the exposed circuitry back in the back here, that you would only see it if you, well, let's see, on a boat, you'd be able to barely get a glimpse of it, you know, coming in on a boat this way. But for the most part, it would be hidden unless you're flying into the base, and then you would get a clear vision of the circuitry. I'm not sure how I feel about the bridge. Again, I think it's still too thick. But the last thing I want to do in today's episode, as you know, this week has been absolutely insane with preparing for, you know, school's being closed for a while and all kinds of different things. The last thing I want to do is, I don't know why I just did that, is I want to do a little bit of kind of terraforming of this space just to see what it might look like once it's completely terraformed. And then where I could put my home to make it kind of blend in with the world. So let me go ahead and play around a little bit with some terraforming stuff and putting down some other looks here, and we'll see what we can come up with. So I'll be right back. Sometime later, and we've got this. So it looks really busy, but I also like that it looks like lush and alive. So if I'm here and I'm walking in, so I don't think the bridge looks terrible now that I've got all this in here. I've got some bushes. I might tone back on some of the wild grass and take out some of the flowers and things. Got a few places where I've got some like sugarcane growing. There's the bamboo back in the back, and they're kind of in little zones. So this is like an oak biome area here. We've got a little spruce and birch back here, jungle over here, acacia. I'm even thinking that there might be a space for a giant mushroom, because they can be grown somewhere, just to acknowledge that this was once a mushroom island. But this space right here in the middle is where the actual house will go, and just to kind of give sense of scale, the house is probably going to be something like this. Slightly different, but it's going to be very modern or futuristic in shape and scale, but it'll be about that big. So if I come here, as we're approaching, it will take up a large field of the view, so some of that's going to get blocked, so that's going to look nice. I also added, I'm going to do some pathing on this side as well, that it's going to come down to this path that goes this way. There's this weird glitch with the half slabs and the glass, so I might have to do this. Yeah, so, but it'll look cool from this direction. See, it's over there too. That's not even half slabs. I don't know what that is. It's water and something. Anyway, so we've got some more glitching, but I love the way that the island looks from this direction. But it just looks alive. And again, the whole point of the Arco is to make it seem like you're not destroying nature, you're building around it or becoming one with it. And so, flying in, this is going to look pretty cool. So I'm actually really excited about it. Now, so in general with creative stuff, I love that island over there. I like to kind of get your opinion on things that you've seen in the video. So if there are some elements that you've got questions about or you've got suggestions for, please drop them down in the comment section below. This video is probably not going to be, I don't know how long this video is yet, but hopefully you stuck around to the end. And if you saw anything that you really liked, give me some pointers or viewpoints or things. I really love talking to you all about what's going on in these videos. And of course, with all this COVID-19 coronavirus thing going around, please, 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 please stay safe, wash your hands, do all those wonderful things. Unfortunately, we're socially distant, but I get to be here and make some videos for you. So my goal is, of course, to make a few more in the coming weeks, now that things will be a little bit quieter with work and such. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please put a like down at the bottom. It really does help the channel, and a comment also helps. And then if you really want to see more like it, please subscribe. But this has been The Great Escape, and I will see you next time.